Changes in real estate in North Cyprus in 2025. Northern Cyprus is a unique region that attracts the attention of foreign investors with its real estate opportunities. In 2025, we are expecting significant changes that may affect the entire real estate market in the area. Current situation in the real estate market. At the moment, the real estate market in Northern Cyprus continues to grow. Supply exceeds demand, which creates favorable conditions for buyers. At the same time, real estate prices are growing moderately, which makes investing in real estate attractive. It is important to note that the real estate market in Northern Cyprus is one of the most accessible in the Mediterranean, which makes it particularly attractive for foreign investors. In addition, most properties are located near the coast, which gives them additional value. It is also worth mentioning that the government of Northern Cyprus actively supports the development of the real estate market, offering various incentives for foreign investors, including the possibility of obtaining a residence permit and citizenship of the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus. All these factors together create favorable conditions for the buying real estate in North Cyprus and make it one of the most attractive real estate investment destinations in 2025. Overview of current conditions for buying real estate by foreigners. Today, foreigners can purchase real estate in Northern Cyprus without special restrictions. However, in order to formalize the transaction, it is necessary to obtain permission from the government, which can take from several weeks to several months. It is important to note that foreigners can only purchase one property with an area of no more than 1,340 square meters. However, foreigners have the right to own real estate on an equal basis with citizens of Northern Cyprus. This means that they are free to rent, sell or inherit their property. In addition, the acquisition of real estate in North Cyprus can be the first step to obtaining a residence permit or citizenship of the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus. Thus, despite some procedural peculiarities, the conditions for the purchase of real estate by foreigners in Northern Cyprus are very attractive. They allow investors from all over the world to invest in a stable and promising real estate market, get a high level of return and enjoy the benefits of living in this beautiful region. In recent years, there has been a steady increase in property sales in Northern Cyprus. In 2020, despite the pandemic, the volume of property sales to foreigners increased by 20% compared to 2019. This indicates a high level of interest in this market and its stability. Upcoming changes in legislation. In 2025, significant legislative changes are expected that may affect the process of buying real estate by foreigners in Northern Cyprus. In particular, we are talking about the introduction of new restrictions and conditions for foreign buyers. It is planned to tighten the requirements for verification of the financial condition of foreign buyers, as well as the introduction of a limit on the number of properties that one foreign buyer can acquire ownership. These changes are aimed at strengthening control over real estate transactions and preventing possible abuse. While these innovations may complicate the process of buying real estate, they also help strengthen legal safeguards for foreign investors. Detailed description of new draft laws. In 2025, significant changes are expected in the legislation concerning the purchase of real estate by foreigners in Northern Cyprus. Among the innovations are stricter requirements for foreigners. In particular, it is proposed to introduce mandatory verification of the buyer's financial condition. This step is aimed at ensuring that a foreign buyer has sufficient financial resources to purchase real estate and will not pose an economic threat to the region. In addition, it is proposed to introduce a criminal record check for foreign buyers. This will ensure the security of transactions and protect the interests of the local population and other market participants. Another important innovation is the introduction of restrictions on the number of properties that can be purchased by one foreign buyer. So far, the exact parameters of this restriction have not been set, but it is expected that they will be determined in the near future. All these changes are aimed at strengthening the real estate market in Northern Cyprus and ensuring its stable development. Impact of changes on the process of buying real estate by foreigners. The introduction of new requirements and restrictions will certainly add bureaucracy to the process of buying real estate in Northern Cyprus. But at the same time, it will help to increase the transparency and security of transactions. Foreign buyers will be able to be sure of the legality of their investments and the protection of their rights. In addition, the new requirements may encourage foreign buyers to study the market more thoroughly and choose reliable agents and lawyers to support the transaction. This, in turn, can lead to an improvement in the quality of real estate services and improve the reputation of Northern Cyprus as a reliable region for real estate investment. Thus, despite the possible difficulties, the upcoming changes can become a new stage in the development of the real estate market in Northern Cyprus, opening up new opportunities for foreign investors. Registration of title and permits. Registering a property title in Northern Cyprus is a process that, despite its simplicity, requires some time and attention to detail. After the contract of sale is signed, the buyer must submit an application for a permit to purchase real estate to the Ministry of Internal Affairs. This is an important step, because without this permission, it is impossible to formalize the title of property in your own name. The process of obtaining a permit can take from several weeks to several months. Depending on the specific situation, it is important to note that during this process, the buyer must provide all the necessary documents, including proof of financial viability and a certificate of non-criminal record. After obtaining the permit, the buyer can proceed with the registration of the title to the property in his own name. This process may also take some time, but eventually the buyer will receive a document confirming their ownership of the purchased property. In 2025, it is expected to simplify the title deeds procedure for foreigners. In particular, it is planned to shorten the application processing time and simplify the procedure for obtaining a permit to purchase real estate. This will be possible due to the introduction of new technologies and automation of processes. Thus, it is assumed that foreign buyers will be able to submit all necessary documents online, and the decision on their application will be taken within a few weeks. This will significantly speed up the transaction process and make it more comfortable for foreign buyers. Among the innovations is the introduction of restrictions on the number of real estate objects that can be purchased by one foreign buyer. In addition, it is proposed to introduce a mandatory check of the buyer's financial condition, as well as his criminal record. This is aimed at ensuring the security of transactions and protecting the interests of sellers. Details about new restrictions for foreign buyers. The proposed changes provide that a foreign buyer will be able to purchase only one property with an area of no more than 340 square meters. This means that foreigners will not be able to purchase, for example, 2 apartments or 2 villas if their total area exceeds the established limit. In addition, the introduction of mandatory verification of the financial condition of the buyer is aimed at making sure that it is able to cover the cost of real estate and related costs. This may include providing bank statements, income certificates, or other documents confirming the buyer's financial viability. It is also planned to introduce a requirement to provide a certificate of non-criminal record. This is intended to prevent the purchase of real estate by persons who may pose a threat to public safety or order. A certificate of non-criminal record must be issued by the competent authorities of the country of which the buyer is a national. Opportunities and conditions for purchasing multiple properties. Despite the new restrictions, foreign buyers will still be able to purchase several properties, but only if the total area of these properties does not exceed 1 dönüm. This makes it possible to invest in real estate and get a stable rental income. It is important to note that when buying several properties, each of them must be registered in the buyer's name. This requirement is intended to ensure transparency of transactions and protect the rights of owners. In addition, when purchasing multiple properties, the buyer should take into account that taxes and fees will be charged for each property separately. This may increase the total purchase price, so it is recommended to consult a lawyer or a real estate agent in advance. Overall, the acquisition of several properties in northern Cyprus is a great investment opportunity. Due to the stable demand for rent, the buyer can expect to receive a regular and stable income. Investment potential. Real estate market Northern Cyprus remains attractive for investment. Despite the upcoming changes, it continues to offer a high level of yield and stability. In addition, compared to other popular real estate investment destinations, Northern Cyprus offers more affordable prices and attractive conditions for buyers. North Cyprus also offers a wide range of properties from modern apartments in urban complexes to villas on the coast or in the mountains. This allows investors to choose the most suitable objects and investment strategies for them. In addition, there are programs in Northern Cyprus that offer foreign investors the opportunity to obtain a residence permit or citizenship in exchange for investing in real estate. This makes the investment even more attractive, especially for those who want to combine a profitable investment with the possibility of moving to a country with a high standard of living, a great climate and friendly people. Thus, despite some upcoming changes, investment potential of the real estate market in Northern Cyprus remains high. This makes it an attractive destination for real estate investment. Comparison with other popular real estate investment destinations. As can be seen from the table, Northern Cyprus offers some of the most favorable conditions for real estate investment. Despite the upcoming changes in legislation, it remains an attractive investment destination. Expert forecasts for 2025 and beyond. These are just forecasts, and the actual situation may differ. However, taking into account current trends and upcoming changes in legislation, we can confidently say that the real estate market in Northern Cyprus is promising. Tips for potential buyers. When choosing a property in Northern Cyprus, it is important to consider not only the price, but also the quality of construction, location and rental potential. It is recommended to contact professional real estate agencies that will help you choose the most suitable property and arrange all the necessary documents. It is also worth noting that the purchase process may take some time, so do not rush. It is important to conduct a thorough market research. Study the offers of different developers and compare the conditions. Do not forget also about the legal side of the issue. Before buying, be sure to check the legal purity of the object, the availability of all necessary documents and permits. The specialists of the real estate agency will also help you with this. And finally, do not forget about such an important aspect as taxes. Make sure that you are fully aware of all the taxes and fees that you will have to pay when buying and owning a property. If you take all these recommendations into account, the process of buying a property in Northern Cyprus will be as simple and pleasant as possible. And, of course, it will bring you the expected profit and pleasure of owning your own home in this beautiful region. How to avoid common purchasing mistakes. Buying a property is an important decision that requires a thorough approach and study. One of the most common mistakes when buying real estate is the lack of preliminary research. Before buying, it is important to carefully study the market, compare different offers and consult with experts. You should not rush to choose and buy. It is better to spend more time searching for the perfect option. In addition, you need to make sure that the seller is reliable and the transaction is clean. Important: do a background check on the property and make sure there are no hidden encumbrances or debts. Another common mistake is a misunderstanding of the transaction processing process and legislation. To avoid problems and misunderstandings, it is recommended to contact professional lawyers and real estate agents who know all the subtleties and nuances of local legislation. And finally, do not forget about insurance. It will help you protect your investment and avoid unexpected expenses in the future. By following these simple guidelines, you can avoid common mistakes and make the process of buying a property in Northern Cyprus as comfortable and safe as possible. Interviews with foreign investors and residents. Many foreign investors and residents of Northern Cyprus confirm that buying a property here was one of the best decisions in their life. They note the high quality of life, the friendliness of local residents, the excellent climate and, of course, the high yield from renting real estate. So, John is from the UK, who purchased an apartment in Kyrenia a few years ago. He says, "It was one of the best investment decisions I've ever made. The property here is great, and the rental income has exceeded all my expectations." Lee, a Chinese investor who has invested in the construction of a residential complex, says, "The real estate market in Northern Cyprus has great potential. It has all the conditions for a successful business, a stable economy, attractive conditions for investors and a high demand for high-quality real estate." These stories confirm that Northern Cyprus is not only a great place to live, but also a profitable destination for real estate investment. Conclusion: Northern Cyprus is a unique region that offers foreign buyers attractive conditions for buying real estate. Despite the upcoming changes in legislation, the real estate market remains stable and attractive for investment. If you are considering buying real estate abroad, North Cyprus can be an excellent choice.